Hey everybody, welcome back to Pop Views, where we talk about movies. And today we are going to give our reviews about the Conjuring 2. I want to bring something up before we get into this. We have another channel here at YouTube, and it's actually our parent channel, and it is called Black Lotus Productions. And if you're into the paranormal at all, most definitely go check this out. We have a lot of videos there. I think we're close to 100 videos now. It's all about the paranormal and UFOs and aliens and cryptids and all kinds
Anything
of stuff.
strange and unusual.
And we actually did an episode there about the truth behind The Conjuring and Ed and Lorraine Warren, and I'm going to drop a link for that right there. So definitely check that out. Anyway, on with the show. So today we are, like I said, we're going to be talking about The Conjuring 2, and I have to say that this was a great film.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I liked The Conjuring. I did enjoy The Conjuring, but this is one of those rare instances where the sequel, I think, was actually better.
Yeah, and I don't know if it was because we know the story so well about what happened in The Conjuring 2 that caught our interest more because of that, or if it was a better film than Conjuring. Because
Well,
it was good. Maybe they were more equal, just we had a little bias on it.
Yeah. Well, and I guess Lorraine Warren, who is one of the subjects of this film, or the Conjuring series anyway, consulted before she died. She consulted on the movie, and she said it was pretty accurate.
Right.
So, but anyway, in case you haven't seen it, and this came out in 2016. What it's about, Ed and Lorraine Warren started off they were projected into fame because of the Amityville house.
Right.
And so the movie starts off with them at the Amityville house, and they're in the middle of a seance. And during the seance, Lorraine Warren was attacked by a malicious spirit, and it upset her so much that she told her husband, Ed, who is a demonologist, that she didn't want to do this anymore. And so next thing you know, of course, because they were thrust into fame because of that, the church came to them and asked them to investigate a family that was in where was it? In Enfield in North London, and
Back in 1977, if I'm right.
Yeah, and she was very reluctant to do it, and her husband was like, I want to do this, but it was just under the premise that they would go there and not do their typical seance thing and do battle with the spirits, but just to go there and investigate and report back to the church. It's to make them understand if it was worthy of, further investigation by the church. So anyway, so I won't tell you any more than that about the movie, but it does start off with a bang, but then it gets a little slow, for about maybe 20 minutes or so as they're building up the character development.
Resetting up the movie.
Yeah, but I don't know if you've ever noticed this. I love James Wan, the guy who directed this series. And he always does that. He has a slow build up and then bang. It's nonstop from that point. So when you watch it, expect it to be a little slow for about maybe about 30 minutes or so, but then, it just grips you, So anyway, it stars Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson and Madison Wolfe, who plays the little girl that is possessed in the movie. And I think, I don't know, what do you think? I think that the Conjuring series is bound to become a classic horror film.
Right.
I really do, because it's just that good. And when I watched this, it made the movie The Nun makes sense.
Made a little more sense, right?
Yeah, I really didn't like The Nun.
I still don't think The Nun, even with the added fill-in about what it was about, I still didn't think the Nun was that great either. I have
Yeah.
to agree. It's probably the weakest one of the franchise.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the new one coming out in 2020.
Yeah. And what?
That'll be Conjuring 3.
Yeah. And what's that going to be based on?
Don't know.
Oh, really?
More cases, I'm sure, of Ed and Lorraine.
I'm betting it's going to be about the Amityville case that they worked on.
Possibly.
Yeah. So, but anyway, what did you think about that film?
I thought it was really good. You're right. It was a little slow at one point, but it to me, I don't think maybe 15 minutes of slowness. I don't think it was quite 30 minutes.
Yeah, maybe not.
It just seemed that way because it was slow at first, but it picked up and it's definitely worth the watch. It's got a lot of good suspense and stuff in it also.
Yeah, definitely. But I found some interesting. Well, first of all, let me say that Madison Wolfe, the girl that plays what is it, Janet Hodgson, the one who's possessed,
Right.
was outstanding in this film.
I'll agree.
I mean, all
the acting was good.
All the acting was really good. Yeah, I mean, but she was really good, and she even looks like the little girl. I mean, but yeah. But I found some trivia about this.
Okay.
And as I said, we did an episode on this at Black Lotus, and I'm still iffy as to whether or not the whole thing was true or not. Mm-hmm. And it was kind of confirmed when I was looking into some facts about this. My screen just went black. Okay, there we go. But anyway, some have claimed that Janet Hodgson, the little girl, was a pretty gifted ventriloquist.
Right, and that she was faking it.
And that she was possibly faking it. And she revealed that around 2% of the haunting was phony during an interview with the Telegraph in London at one point.
Yeah. 2% is not a lot, but to me, if she's saying 2% was fake, how much was really fake?
Well, right. And, there's that famous photo of her supposedly levitating off the bed in front of people. And,
it looks like she's jumping off the bed.
It looks like she's jumping off of the bed, and they caught her in mid-jump.
Right.
I mean, it doesn't look like the typical levitation kind of thing you would expect. So, and there were a couple of pictures like that. I mean, so I'm not sure if I'm totally sold on the actual story, but the film is good. But I found out something else, and that's I guess while promoting the film in 2016. Vera Farmiga, who plays Lorraine Warden, apparently she was suffering from a swollen lymph node, and during the interviews, and I guess the reason is because she, it was due to intense screaming during the filming of this. And in these takes where she was screaming, they would take like 50 takes.
Right, of her screaming each time.
God, I couldn't imagine. So I mean, that would be. I don't know. That would be tough on your voice, and your throat. But here's something else interesting I found, and that's because James Wan totally believes the story about how The Exorcist was cursed, and the film set.
Right.
And we also did another
episode
on that. In fact, just yesterday, and I'll drop a link for that too. And so on the first day of shooting, he insisted on bringing in a priest to bless the set.
Right.
Yeah. So,
he turned down a life-altering amount of money to make this film.
For what?
He was going to actually do another movie that he was, I can't remember the name of the movie, but he was offered a lot of money to do it, but he wanted to continue on with this series. And
well, I'm glad he did.
I did too, because it's well directed. It's a movie that's definitely worth a watch. I'd probably give this a good 7.5.
Oh, I'm gonna get a solid 8.
Solid 8?
Yeah, I really. It's rare when I can watch a horror movie that actually gives me a scare or two, and this one gave me more. I mean, and granted, some of them were like jump scares, which I don't really appreciate, but James Wan has a penchant or a natural talent, really, for creating an ambiance, a creepy ambiance. And I mean, so the creep factor is in this as well.
It's definitely deep, right? Creep and the suspense, like I said, you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And it keeps you in suspense because you're waiting for something to happen.
And like you said, you and I know the true story behind this, so we kind of knew what to expect. But I think somebody who didn't understand or didn't know about the true story behind it, I mean, I think they would enjoy it even more than we did, But
I guess one of the things they left out of the movie was the fact that some of the toys were being thrown around.
Yeah.
And they tried to pick them up, and they were like really hot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, I think overall it was pretty accurate to the real story.
Yeah.
But
I enjoyed it. I thought it was definitely worth the watch.
Yeah, most definitely. So if you have not seen this flick, most definitely do so. But anyway, let's get out of here, man.
Sounds good.
All right, folks. Thanks a lot for watching, and we will catch you next time.